Hey everybody, this is Sarah. So for my final project, I have decided to do a motivational speech on giving advice to a friend who's going through a rough time using those wonderful Taoist principles we have been studying all semester long in class. So as I began to think about this process for the final project, I thought about three key Taoist principles that I wanted to highlight and how I wanted to incorporate those into the advice that I would give to a friend. So the first Taoist principle I chose was acceptance. The second one I chose was being yourself. And the third one is going with the flow. So taking those key principles that are repeated over and over and over again within the Tao Te Ching, I then translated those into words of wisdom that I would give to a friend who is going through tough times, almost like a three-step process to reaching a solution to things that may seem like a challenge or a hardship or a struggle to us. So the first piece of advice that I would give is accept that challenges happen. It relates to the acceptance principle, right? Second is to embrace who you are, your current talents and your current strengths, to begin to work toward a solution, being yourself, number two. Then for number three, knowing that better times are ahead and good things will come until they won't. That's going with the flow. Now, the way I'm going to show this to you or hopefully inspire you is through a story of a recent hardship or struggle that I have gone through, because I like to give words of advice through mirroring a struggle or a hardship or something comparable in my life. So a little bit of background information. Maybe some of you have been in this position before, but I have recently changed my college major for the second time. And that is a very stressful moment in our lives sometimes because, of course, what we study now impacts our future and our future careers, and I'm probably stressing all of you out right now just even talking about it. So I started this year off, my sophomore year, as a marketing major, thinking that that would be most fit to my future aspirations of becoming a motivational speaker. And once I registered for my classes for January, I realized that marketing probably wasn't going to be the best fit. Though Columbia is a wonderful place that creates so much wonderful art and all that fun stuff, I quickly realized that our marketing program is geared toward art and all that fun stuff, and that really wasn't applicable to what I was hoping to get out of it. So I, step number one, acknowledged, realized, and accepted all about at the same time that I had indeed a problem on my hands and that I needed to do something about it, but I didn't know really what to do. And I don't know if some of you may classify yourself in this realm, but I certainly do. I'm what you like to call a control freak, and I like to call the shots. And I like to know exactly what's going to happen. And us control freaks like to live in this dream world that I like to entitle, "Everything will happen the way that I see it." But as life would have it, as the Tao Te Ching says, challenges do come. And us control freaks, when a challenge comes what we don't see coming, we get mad, we get angry, we get upset, we kick our feet around, we say this isn't fair, we blame other people, on and on and on. And for those of us who might be control freaks, we inevitably go and find something else that we can control until that process starts all over again. But anyways, one of my favorite authors of all time, Brené Brown, I highly, highly recommend her if you have some free time on your hands following this end of the semester and just want to do some reading. I highly recommend her books. But anyway, one of the things that Brené Brown says is that we cannot hold our breath in anticipation that something bad isn't going to happen. It's inevitable. Bad things are going to happen to us. And as the Tao Te Ching says, we must accept these challenges. We must accept them as part of our lives. But what do we do after we accept it? I know you're all probably thinking, so now what? I've accepted, I've acknowledged, now what do I do? We must begin to work toward a solution, right? That's the only way we're going to overcome our challenges, those things that we stand in our way. We just can't sulk and say, woe is me forever. But here's the unique spin that I want to put on it, and that I think relates back to the Taoist principles, is that we need to utilize who we are, utilize our strengths, utilize our talents to reach a solution. So back to my story. I knew I had a problem on my hands. I knew that maybe marketing wasn't going to be the best option for me to get to where I wanted to be. Now, I, like many of you, was dinking around on the internet one day, just procrastinating assignments, like always. Not always, because our teacher's watching this. I always do my homework. Anyway, I stumbled upon this opportunity, an internship, actually, that I really, really wanted. And I thought, wow, this could be something that helps me to solve this marketing issue. Maybe I can go to the Career Center and go to the College Advising Center and say, hey, I really want to get this internship. I think this would be a great end goal for me. How can I mold my classes to fit not only this internship opportunity, but my future career aspirations as well to get where I want to be? So, first and foremost, this internship, I used my gift of gab, as you are hearing right now, and I used my love for Facebook, because I hate Twitter, sorry, love Facebook, and my extremely fast typing skills, I will challenge any of you to a race, and got to work. I started reaching out to random strangers who had participated in this internship before. I started reaching out to people that I knew in marketing and public relations that related to the internship. And I just started gaining all this advice. And at the same time, I made an appointment at the Career Center, made an appointment with my advisor, thinking, okay, we need to get a game plan here together now. Whether it's marketing, whether it's public relations, whether it's journalism, what? I need to start seeing the light at the end of the tunnel, utilizing my strengths and talents to get there. So what I want to say in terms of reaching a solution is that it's not always going to be super easy. But I think the misconception comes in that we need to equip ourselves with all these new superhuman powers to overcome our challenges, when that really isn't the case. We have to know, we have to embrace who we are, as the Tao Te Ching tells us, and use what's currently in here, these skills that we already have, to overcome those hardships. Because that will be the most valuable in the end. And you will, as step number 3, you'll have it, reach a solution. See those good times until they don't, right? So I did find a solution. I was able to change my major to public relations with a marketing minor, in case you were interested, as a way to craft my educational experiences to where I wanted to be. I was able to get a new sight after realizing that I had a problem, doing something about it, using my gifts and talents, and reaching a solution. Now, I want to take this moment to acknowledge that my peddly little problem of changing my major and thinking, oh, I don't know if this is the right fit or not, is incomparable to some of the challenges and horrible things that happen in our world. But I think the key to overcoming these experiences is realizing that they're not going to be around forever if we choose to overcome them, if we choose to find a solution, first and foremost, but also realizing that none of us in this world are exempt from hard times. None of us are exempt from challenges. As the Tao Te Ching says, we will just have to wait and see what the next day brings us, because we don't know if it's going to be something good, if it's going to be a solution to our problem, or if it's going to be something bad, if it's going to be another challenge. So if you are going through a hard time, realize, hey, I'm just like one of the other many, many people out there who are going through something. I accept that. Also, I'm going to realize the things that make me great that maybe I can tap into to work toward a solution. And when I finally reach that solution, when I find the good times, know and remember what I've done to get here, so that when the next challenge rolls around, I'll be pretty well equipped to handle that one too. So that is all I have for you. I am praying to God that all made sense, or the Tao. And thank you all for watching. And yeah,